Hi everyone, it's Kerry from Kezscards and Candles here. I wanted to share with you today some dry embossing that I've been playing around with just using our scoring stylus. And I first saw this on Frenchie's video, France Martin. She did it using the stained glass or painted glass vellum. And what we do is you actually emboss on the other side, on the wrong side, and then turn it over and everything is raised and bumpy, and it's actually really amazing. I love it. So what I've done is I was making a journal, and I used some of the flowers and the butterfly from the stained glass vellum, and I fussy cut it out after I had coloured it and embossed it. So I wanted to share with you today how to do that. I'm sure plenty of you have done this before, but I'm trying to aim my videos at people who haven't done a lot of crafting, and just to try and give them some different ideas of what can be done. I'm not going to show you how to make the journal. I'll just pop that aside. What you're going to need is, I've written everything down that you need. This is the Stampin' piercing mat, and don't use one that you've already pierced on. You need a fresh, mine's pretty well loved. You need a very fresh, clean, unbumpy surface to do this on. So if you don't have a Stampin' mat, it won't work with soft foam. It needs to be a firm but still a giving kind of surface. I'll show you, I've stamped some images myself. I was playing around with some different images. So I've pre-done some, and you can actually see the difference here where I've stamped the dove from Serene Garden, and it just gives this dove a whole new look. It's really raised and beautiful. And for clouds, for your 3D clouds on cards, just fussy cut them out. This one has a die and this one has a die. This is the Lift Me Up balloon, and I've coloured with watercolour pencils on the right side of this, and then I flipped it over and embossed. And here is, I love this stamp set, the Beautiful You stamp set, and I wanted the umbrella to be the focus, so I just embossed the umbrella and left our girl just as she is. And here's our other Beautiful You with her, I call her dancing on the water. Excuse the smudges, I had ink everywhere today. And it just brings her to life, I think. I really love how it makes her look. So I'll get to, and I'll just show you basically how to do a couple of these. And I'm going to flip over, and you can see where I've actually been rubbing. You can use either end of your stylus for the narrow work. For the small work, I will use the small end. Don't press so hard that you pop through the vellum, but I tend to do the outline first, and you can see it already changing colour. So go over the outline and just kind of, it's not unlike colouring, so kind of colour in the centre parts after you've done your outline, and you can see that it's all raising and getting that 3D look. I'll just turn it around as I go because I can't put my head in the way and I need to be a bit closer to see what I'm doing. And this dove's quite versatile. You could colour it and make it into anything else, any other kind of bird, I guess. But I just thought that this technique, there's a hole, there you go, I've just popped through because I pressed too hard. This technique is really great for this dove and clouds because it just goes white and you don't actually have to do anything. You just stamp it and emboss it and go. It's time consuming, but if you love colouring like I do, this is really for you. So you can do your coloured pencils, and you can do your plain white, and depending on how you do it with which end of the stylus, how quickly it goes by, you can get your different looks. So there's our bird, all bumpy and beautiful. And if you find there are a few bits that have sunk down a little bit, flip it over and just go back over them gently. You don't need to press hard, you just need to really colour until that you get that indentation. The cloud's the same. I used the fatter end of my stylus, and I went around all of the outlines. And as you can see, it doesn't affect any of the other colours, or these lines on here stay here. When I first started doing this, I thought, oh my gosh, I've rubbed all the colour off onto my mat, whereas I actually haven't. It's just pressed it out, and it's just this one side that goes white. So thanks, France Martin. I'm really grateful for you showing me this, and I hope everybody else has a go at doing this, because it just takes your stamping and your 3D to the next level. It's really a great, I won't do the balloon because that's a bit more time consuming, but I'll do this umbrella. A few of my friends and my downlines love this stamp set too, and I've used it many times in classes, and I do fussy cut her out. Does my head in fussy cutting, but with this, if you don't have a die, just fussy cut with your paper snips, and this, she comes up beautiful. And to sit her on top of a card, especially the one where she's dancing in the puddle, you could put a beautiful beach scene behind, and she could be dancing at the beach. So I'm hoping this is helping people who are new to stamping and colouring, and just I'm trying to do some simple things that will help you take yours to the next level. And see how that umbrella has just popped up? It looks beautiful. And here's our dancing girl, turning her over, and I did her whole body this time, and I've just popped through again. You can see that it's and the hole, you don't really notice the hole very much. It's it tends to sort of blend into the image, really. So it's just all gone white, and don't get a fright when you do it like I did. Silly me. And it's quite quick, you don't have to spend a lot of time. This one's going to be a bit rough because I'm, again, trying to make my videos a bit shorter for you. I know some videos go for an hour and some go for 45 minutes, and I'm trying to keep them to under 15. And her legs. I use the light, really soft Calypso coral for the skin tone on this, and it comes up really well. And just go over the water a bit. Make sure she's all coloured in. Turn her over, and there she's being brought to life. And I really love how this works. So have a go with your vellum. I used Memento ink to stamp. I tried using the Stampin' Blends to do the colouring, because you colour on the right side, but the Stampin' Blends actually made the image run, the ink run from the Memento. So I went back to the watercolour pencils, and it also works with your markers. So do give it a go. It's great fun. And God bless, and have a great day.